Apply physical soap framework, step 3, action to supersize and grow your business now. Why? Because the only time we can act, the only time we can do anything is right now in the present moment. So today we're talking about how do we look at the options that we brainstormed yesterday and then pick one of those to take action on today. Normally, I will run through this whole process like in a 5 to 10 to maybe 20-minute period and then take action right away then. As soon as I think of something I want to move, change, improve, do something about, I will automatically run through the 4-step process. But for the purposes of teaching it and helping us really break it down and understand it and make it our own, I'd like to go through it in a 4 or 5 day step-by-step method and share tools that I use with each step in order to help you to make this process your own. So you can use it, and it's another tool in your toolbox and at your fingertips to solve any problem or setback or challenge or obstacle or roadblock or anything that comes your way that you want to have be different or to get a different result in. So the tool I'm going to share today, I get a lot of heat for because it's called the urine analysis. Now, it's called the urine analysis because the letters form and the acronym form the word urine. And it's kind of appropriate for physical area and aspect of our life, at least in our personal life with our body, because a lot of times, and maybe it's just me because I had a lot of kidney challenges when I was younger and systemic things. And so I'd always go have urine analysis and blood work done and all kinds of other crazy tests that I will not bore you with because they were very unpleasant. But I think it's a great acronym because it helps me consider all the different facets of the options that I'm looking at and the alternatives before I choose what to take action on. So there's a little tricky thing about this particular tool in that we're going to take subjective things because a lot of times the actions that we're going to look at or the options we're going to look at are not comparing apples to apples, and they're our deciding which to choose is subjective. Adding a scale or a grid or a decision-making tool to these analysis of the options gives us more confidence in our decision and in our action moving forward. At least it does for me. So the tricky thing about this is urgent, important, and necessary. When we give them a number rating, we give them the highest number for the most important or the one we feel most inclined to do. Again, it's subjective, right? I usually give numeric value and weight based on how many options I'm looking at. So for example, I wrote down my 3 options today for business. Actually, I wrote down 4 because I added community. Hire somebody to just do it for me instead of me having to do it myself or even think about it. Give them a couple of guidelines and just let them run with it. And then what I get is what I get. Get a coach, somebody to help coach me and walk me through step by step how to do it. Take a course on it, or join a community of like-minded people that are doing the same thing. And then again, I would still have to do it myself, right? So there's either do it myself with help, do it myself by figuring it out myself, or hire somebody to just do it. And again, I am organizing. My area is to organize and really set up my different workspaces so that they function more readily and they're easier and faster for me to use. And I'm more comfortable in them and I get more work done because I'm not distracted by all the stuff around me, like bears and things I do when I was losing my eyesight, etc. So we're going to look at these. I'm going to look at 4 alternatives today. So I will give in urgent, important, and necessary the one I feel the most strongly about, the highest rating for. But when it comes to resources, what kind of resources are going to be required for me to take action on this? And energy or effort, and it's energy or effort that I personally have to put forth or that our organization has to in order to make this happen. You know, if I'm going to hire a coach and it's going to cost me $10,000, then that is a higher resource than other alternatives, right? That would get the lowest number. So it's a little bit of a tweak on how to do it, but once you get used to it, you just don't even think about it. You just do it. And then what I do is I give everything a rating, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1 on each of these 5 areas. Then I add them up, and there's almost always a clear winner. Sometimes I'll get a tie and then I'll just say, okay, I'll flip a coin or something. I'll just take action on the one and then I'll just take action on the other one too, to test and tweak and see which is the best direction to go. But that almost never happens. It usually works out that one is a clear winner and I just automatically then implement and take action today on that option, right? Because the only time we can take action is right now in the present moment, right? I can think about it. I can write it down. I can put it on my 400 item to-do list, but what's the probability it's going to get done? It won't. That's why I love Tony Robbins for teaching me at a very young age, never leave the scene of a decision without taking some action to reinforce that decision. And that's really important here. And it's actually really important in our business as a whole. One of the ways you can rise above everybody else in your industry is just be consistent and do what you say you're going to do. Follow up, do what you say you're going to do. It's easy because the vast majority of people don't do that. And so it gives you a competitive advantage. All right. If I can help you with this, if you need help going through this or applying this tool to your 3 or 4 options today, hit me up and ask. We can do it in like under 5 minutes. I guarantee it. And sometimes that's all you need is somebody to hold your hand and walk you through it one time to say, oh my gosh, I totally get this. But this is how I'm going to think about it, Sharon, because my brain doesn't work like yours. And that's absolutely awesome. Literally done this tens of thousands of times with people. So just ask. All right. Have an awesome day. And I will, of course, be with you tomorrow.